Hi, my name is Doug Grable, and I'd like to share with you an approach that I've found very effective in geotagging the photographs that I take. Geotagging, for those that might not be familiar, gives you the ability to capture GPS data and attach it to your photographs while you're taking it. Now, one way to do this is to buy a very expensive GPS device that attaches to your camera and adds that information as you go. The approach that I chose to take was to use my iPhone smartphone, and work equally well with an Android, as I'll show you, and capture that data using an app on my smartphone while I'm taking the pictures, and then I merge that information with the photographs in Lightroom 4's new Maps module, which then shows me all of those photographs on the Google map. Let me take you through the process. Okay, let's get started. What do we need to perform this amazing task that I'm trying to get you to take a look at? Well, the first thing you need is a smartphone app, which will allow you to track your GPS location over time with timestamps, and will produce what's called a .gpx file, or a log file of where you were and when you were there. I use a product called AllTrails. It's free, which is always good, available on both the iPhone and the Android. But there are lots of other products out there which are similar. You can go into your app store and search for things like GPS Tracker, or a runner's program, a walker's program, any of the athletic programs that keep track of where you are and what your rate of speed is, and so forth, and maintains this same kind of information so that when you're done with your run, you know how fast you went, where you went, and it all gets displayed on some map form. The next thing you need is a simple clock app, which displays the time down to the seconds. So you can look at the individual displays for each one of the apps you may be considering and make sure one of them shows you that the app will display the seconds. I use one called Clock Pro. I've probably got 2 or 3 others on my phone, but there are lots of them out there for every platform you can imagine. And the last thing you need is access to Google Maps, which requires the internet, so make sure you've got that available to your system. Okay, we know what the requirements are. Where do we get started? First, install the smartphone apps. Take the GPS Tracker app, take the Clock app, install them on your smartphone, and then sync them. Sync the smartphone to your camera. And again, my recommendation is a very strong sync to the second. Get both your camera and your smartphone showing exactly the same time down to the second. And at that point, you're ready to go. So we can start the tracking app, make sure that it's running, make sure that it displays a timer that's moving along, make sure it shows you a map, probably of where you're located when you start your tracking. The app that I use, AllTrails, also has the ability to pause. So if you're driving between shooting locations or having lunch or whatever, you can turn the app off or put it on pause and possibly save yourself some battery life, which are kind of important sometimes if you're out for a long time. Only caveat there is make sure you turn it back on once you finish and you're ready to start shooting again. At the end of the day, you stop your tracking app, close it down. Make sure that you've given it a title or whatever else you need to do in terms of identifying that particular .gpx file that will be on your phone, and then email it or transfer that file to your Lightroom computer. As I said, AllTrails is the one that I use, and they give you a very easy way to simply email that file to yourself, so it's there waiting for you in your email when you get back to start loading your files into Lightroom. Well, here we are again. Lightroom 4 is open. I've imported my pictures. I've added my keywords. I've rejected and gotten rid of all the pictures that I don't want. And we're now ready to move into the map module and see how this GPX file will help us. I click on Map, which brings up the world map, which says you can actually record GPS locations all over the world with your travels. First step in order to get our GPX file in is to go up to this map module and go to the track log item and load the track log. In my particular case, I chose to take the track log that I had emailed to myself. I took it out of the email and put it on my desktop so it was easily accessible. I click on it and say open. And immediately it brings that track in and it shows me on a map, Google Map, where I left home, where I went for the photo shoot, and the fact that I returned home. So all of that is recorded immediately. But I haven't done anything to my pictures yet. That's the second step. I have to go up to the map module, or not to the map item up here. Again, go to track log, and this time I go down and I say auto tag all of those pictures that I selected, because I've selected all the pictures that I took that day. I click that and they're now all auto tagged. I want to move this up so I have that pretty much centered, and then I can zoom in, and you can see the further in I zoom, I see more and more detail of where the pictures were taken. Probably a little too far, but anyway, you get an idea that when you take pictures, it will put those pictures on a map in exactly the locations that you took them. If you took multiple pictures in one location, you'll get a number on a little marker. If you zoom in on those particular locations, you'll be able to see that you were 5 feet apart or 10 feet apart, because with your GPS on your phone, you should be able to get a resolution close to 5 feet or less between different pictures. And that's all there is to it. From that point, you can go up and you can click on these things and you can look at the pictures that were taken in that particular location, so on and so forth. That's how easy it is. Piece of cake, right? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.